Hi guys, I'm going to go over our presentation with you. Let me just zoom out of this and get into this. Okay, awesome. So today is Tuesday's work. I'm making sure to add this at the bottom now because I understand how some people can get confused. So this is Tuesday's PowerPoint. We're going to do our do now. Let me move myself, sorry. Do now, essential question. Assignment 4, task 1, it's a small reading. Assignment 4, task 2, it's a lab, which you'll have to see. I had long hair back then, so you'll be able to go through it with my long hair. And then your homework is due Friday. That's just a reminder. Okay. So you're responding in Google Classroom for this. Your do now participation for Tuesday. Why would people be against overfishing? Well, as you see here, linked up to your items, there is an article that you can read to gather more information. If you are on a phone, you know that you can highlight words in the article, press speak, and it'll speak to you. Or you can put that like in a separate database, like where you can read this out, or will it read out to you. Highlighting this, because I'm taking off points for people who do not do this, you need to write into complete sentences to get full credit. All right, next is we are explaining how do an animal's features and / or characteristics allow it to live and thrive in its habitat. Thriving means that they are able to live life successfully and somewhat comfortably compared to others. So what you're going to do for assignment 4 task 1 is a read and write activity. So you're using this small reading as well as, well, it's more like you're using the small reading. We don't have the classroom around us. So just like think of yourself in a classroom. Like as you can see, there's multiple different people in our school, in our class, and this is asking you to compare them. I know that we don't really like to use the word compare, but you're not judging. You're just analyzing the differences because we all have them, whether it's the color of our hair, the color of our eyes, the color of our skin, as well as our behavior and our personalities, which are different. Okay, so I explained to you like variations occur among members of population or species. And then your job is to define the word variation and then describe variations in our human species. Like, for example, what are some variations that we have in ourselves as a species? The next thing is that we are going to do a lab. Unfortunately, you cannot do the lab. You don't have the materials. And I did part of the lab for you, which I recorded. I also gave you some information. This is like some background of how it will look like, of what the lab entails. So this is a video of the lab. I'll allow you to watch it on your own time because if I play it here, you won't be able to hear anything from the video. You'll only be able to hear me and what's on my end. So watch the lab to understand what the purpose is and how it's done. The next thing I want you to understand is that some people were confused regarding this. You have to go to your classwork tab at the top of Google Classroom. This classwork will show you everything that you need to complete, and it's located by topic. I'll show you in a moment. The topic includes do now, assignments, and homework. Okay, we're on week 28. So that is all that you are doing today. You're doing your do now, you're doing your task 1 and 2, and that is it. And if you want to complete your homework, do it. You have up to 3 attempts. Okay, I'm going to exit off of this, and then I'm going to go onto Google Classroom just so you can see what I'm talking about. So here at the top, there's Google Classroom. There's classwork. So you click on classwork. You'll see that there's do now participation, really quick. Mine looks different from yours since I'm in the teacher portion. So I have things that are on there that you cannot see yet, but I just plan ahead. So that's why it's there for you. So you'll be able to see all your do nows and participation here. You will be able to see all your assignments and quizzes here. Assignments, quizzes, videos that we post today are here. And then your homework is posted here, okay? So usually everything at the top is what we need to complete. This is from yesterday. This do now 331 is for today. Okay, so I know that's my do now. I have one every single day. And then I go to my assignments. This is what's due today. Okay, assignment 4. And if you click on it, it'll have one for you. This is a Google form. So if you click on it, it'll automatically populate with your TEP Charter email. And you answer the questions here. So for number 1, I provided this to you. You're answering this question. Define the word variation. Okay. So based on this, like an example I can write is like variation is the differences that species have. That's one sentence. Then I would elaborate. Like, okay, like what? Like for example, some species have, for example, like some species of these butterflies have different patterns on their wings, right? So that's an example. Okay. The next thing is this one you answer, describe variations in our human species. I told you a few things: hair color, eye color, skin color, behavioral characteristics. This is a video I was talking about for your lab today. These are the types of beaks that some birds may have depending on the type of food that they eat. The type of food that they eat has crafted their beaks to fit their environment, okay? And vice versa, right? So you're doing that. Then for number 4 through 9, I'm going to explain these to you. So I actually gave you information about the lab. So for example, if I was a spoon bird, like they have beaks like a spoon, and I would say the closest one is like this filtering one, like a duck, is closer to that spoon. Because it scoops, like I collected 60 small seeds in the small seed environment. I collect 45 large seeds. I collected 20 macaroni seeds from the macaroni environment. All right, those are your different environments. And then what I want you to understand is that you have to respond like, which environment would be best fit for the bird with the clothespin? Well, I mean, the one that they ate the most from. So I would say, oh, the macaroni environment. Or I could say something like, the clothespin bird would be best fit for the macaroni environment because, and then you can explain, right? You can write as much as you can. So that's an example. You're going to do that for these other ones because it asks you to explain which environment should these birds be in to survive, like which one are they best fit for. Best fit for, like that means that they would survive well in that environment. They would thrive in that environment. Okay, and this last portion is survival of the fittest means that organisms with characteristics best fit for the environment will survive and be most successful. So explain characteristics of a bird that would be best fit for living in New York City. Be realistic here. Okay. Please don't put a bird that is 10 feet tall and could walk over taxis. Like, maybe something realistic would be, oh, this bird has a really long wingspan and it can like soar upwards really high so it doesn't hit a building, right? So that's an example. You can send yourself a copy of the responses. Make sure to submit it or else I don't get it. Okay, cool. Any other questions? Let me know. Other than that, that is it for today.